Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer. The feature race at Aqueduct on Sunday is race number 8 at 1 1/8 miles. Nice to be back on the main track. Spring is finally here. It's the Grade 3 Top Flight Invitational. Let's take a look at the field of fillies and mares. There's going to be a relatively heavy favorite in this race, Mike, in the number 4, Isabelle, who just freaked out last time out over the inner dirt. She won by 12. She popped a 102 by her speed figure, but I guess she'd been hinting at that kind of race because her starts 2 and 3 back were fast as well.
Yeah, she's gotten good all of a sudden. You know what? I shouldn't say she got good all of a sudden. She started out her career like she was going to be a good horse. There were a lot of layoffs with her, so I guess it just took her a while to live up to her potential. Really in good form her last few starts for Mott. I don't know if I'm going to really expect her to reproduce the 102 in this race, a race where she just got loose on the lead and blew that field out. First of all, I don't know if she can get loose on the lead in this race. Not that she has to. She's won from off the pace before, and she's run fine from off the pace before, but she can't get loose on the lead. I worry about 9 furlongs for her, even though she's shown that she can stretch out a little bit in her last 3 starts. And I have to wonder at least a little bit, how much did the inner dirt have to do with her last 3 starts?
I was just going to ask you, it really looks like her improvement coincided with the switch to the inner dirt. All of your points are well taken, especially the one about the 1 1/8 miles. Disco Rose from the inside. You have to think that Frankie Pennington is running and gunning from the inside post. And as you mentioned, Isabelle can sit from off the pace, but at 1 1/8 miles at a very short price, we're going to look elsewhere. Let's talk about Disco Rose. She's won 2 out of her last 3 races at Parks against weaker competition, but Tree does very good work. I'm not sure Disco Rose is going to be at her best at 1 1/8 miles, however, with Isabelle breathing down her throat early.
Right, I agree with all that stuff. She has speed. I suppose she could make herself an early factor in this race. It's just, to me, it was hard to make a case for her to win this thing.
Keeneland grad Oasis at Midnight would benefit from a hot pace up front, but she hasn't won a race since December of 2014. Lots of seconds and thirds. She's versatile enough where she'll run second at 7. She'll run second at 1 1/16 miles. Does she get over the hump here for Joe Orsino?
I don't know if she can do it or not. We'll see what happens. She will run at the end of this race. She can get a piece of this. I will say that, you know, her form on the inner dirt is a little bit dirtied up, if only because she just kept catching these slow paces over inside speed favoring tracks, and those things obviously really work against a horse like her. So she was unlucky more than once on the inner dirt, but it's just that, you know, you start going through her races one after another. I mean, where is her recent race that's going to beat this field?
Formulator fact for the number 5, Mow Green, trained now by John Service over the past 3 years with older runners on dirt, making the first start following a trainer switch 40% and a $3.46 return on investment. Now, this horse chased Curlin's approval, a big favorite most recently, was never going to win, tried hard in the stretch. What about 1 1/8 miles for this horse? Do you think it's pushing it? She seems to fit at this level, although she has to improve from a speed figure standpoint.
Probably got to improve a little bit too, and I don't care about the 9 furlongs for her. I think she's going to be okay with it. I think she is more of a 2-turn dirt router. It's funny. I hate the Royal Delta as a race. We're both taking horses out of the Royal Delta, just different horses. I really don't care for that race. She ran fine in there. I do think she's going to have to run even better than that to win.
It's been a tough week for trainer Cathal Lynch. Ella Reeb, very promising, multiple graded stakes winner off the Derby Trail with an injury. He's got Winter in here, and boy, she's been sharp.
Yeah, 4 for 5 since this trainer took over her conditioning. I think she's run well in all of her races. I like her running style, where she can sort of get close to the pace and then finish. Just has to get a little faster.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 3 Top Flight. Isabelle, the horse to beat, certainly off those fast races. But better prices await my top pick, the 5, Mow Green, who I think is coming into form. It's got that formulator fact now with John Service. You like Verve's Tale, course distance winner of the Grade 3 Comely, and she beat a nice filly in Lewis Bay that day. Last time out in the Royal Delta, were you surprised at the tactics, how aggressively she was ridden out of the gate?
Yeah. Again, I don't like that race overall, and I really don't want to take horses out of it, but at least with her, I can just say, you know, what were they doing putting her on the lead in that race? And maybe it was by design for Tag, you know, sort of just using it as a race to get to the next one and maybe get a little conditioning in her, because they put her on the lead, which I thought was shocking, and then she totally gave way in the stretch. She needs to do better than that based on her form as a 3-year-old. She can do better than that. I like her at 1 1/8 miles, and I liked how she was improving from start to start at the end of last year. She's got that big win in the Comely over this track and distance, so I'm going to give her a chance to rebound off that bad last race.
Verve's Tale for Mike, Mow Green for me, Isabelle, the horse to beat, for Bill Mott. If you're playing the Aqueduct Sunday card from home, a $300 sign-up bonus is available to new DRF Bets subscribers. All you have to do is head on over to drf.com/trifecta, an approximate post for the top flight. Race number 8 at the Big A on Sunday, 5:17 Eastern. Good luck.